Jump aboard our time machine as we travel to the year 2000 for WWE Attitude Year Season 3.
What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity, and C, joined by my own Hot Commodity. We're jumping in our time machine, covering all things New Millennium as we cover Attitude Year Season 3. Today we're covering WWF Raw Is War live on August 21st, 2000 in Lafayette, Louisiana. This is the last Raw before SummerSlam, so let's jump right into things. WWF Champion The Rock comes out. Rock says, I'm going to take Triple H's boot and stick it straight up Kurt Angle's ass at SummerSlam. Those two are fighting for the love of a trash bag hoe and Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. That's when Commissioner Foley comes out. Foley says, I know what it's like to be WWF Champion. With a match for SummerSlam, I'm going to give you the night off. Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon then come out. Angle says, Rock, I know you're upset, but Mick, you wanted me to abandon my friends. Rock, I bashed you with a steel chair, allowing Triple H to get a win and proved I'm a man of integrity, and I also gained a friend. That's when Triple H and Women's Champion Stephanie McMahon Helmsley come out. Angle and Triple H says, Kurt, you made me proud. They shake hands. Triple H says, nothing will make someone my friend faster than watching them wrap a steel chair around The Rock's head. So then Mick Foley books a tag match where Kurt Angle and Triple H will team up against the Acolytes. And then Mick makes The Rock the special guest referee for Stephanie's match against Lita later on tonight. So what do you think?
So it was Kurt and Triple H versus the Acolytes.
Mm-hmm. And The Rock is going to be the referee for Lita and Stephanie.
Yeah, I was excited about both those. It was definitely going to be cool to see, because the Acolytes are like, no games. And, even Triple H and Kurt Angle being like top guys, they don't want to fuck with the Acolytes. Mm-hmm. And I was definitely excited to see The Rock.
What's he going to do?
What's he going to do? And we've all been waiting for Stephanie to defend this title for like fucking 2.5 months. So.
Yeah, we'll see. Tazz is walking backstage and he attacks just a random guy, and then a pile of boxes just fall on top of him, and it's Jerry the King Lawler on this crate area, and he tosses the boxes over and he beats up Tazz, and they will fight at SummerSlam. But King getting revenge on Tazz here. What do you think? I remember this scene as a kid because I'm like 8 at the time. When you see the boxes fall, you're like, what the fuck is going on? But
yeah, I said before, I really like Jerry Lawler, so I'm excited about it. But if you really think about it, it's like, what kind of threat is Jerry Lawler to Tazz at this point?
Well, we'll see. He's the king of Memphis. The Hardy Boyz are teaming up against the Dudley Boyz here. The tag champions Edge and Christian come out for commentary, and they keep saying that they're going to swerve the Hardys here. Edge spears Matt on the floor. The Dudleys hit a 3D to Jeff, and then Edge hits Bubba Ray Dudley with a steel chair, allowing Jeff Hardy to get the pin. Edge and Christian helping the Hardys against the Dudleys here. What did you think?
Every time we see any of the three of these tag teams together, it's always good stuff. I'm definitely excited to see the table, ladder, and chairs matches.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be good.
And now, we're covering SmackDown or Raw?
This is Raw. So we've got one more show, and then we've got SummerSlam.
Yeah, so we'll be putting out the next couple of days. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe. Next up, Ivory and Crash Holly are teaming up against Trish Stratus and Intercontinental Champion Venis. This is a warm-up match for Trish and Val as they're taking on Chyna and Eddie Guerrero at SummerSlam. Trish bulldogs Crash for a 2 count. Venis hits Ivory with a sit-out powerbomb, and Trish gets the pin. After Chyna comes out and clotheslines Venis to the floor, Val attacks Chyna, and then Eddie runs out to save her. And we find out with Commissioner Foley that the Intercontinental title will be on the line at SummerSlam in the mixed tag match.
And basically,
whoever gets the pin will be the Intercontinental champion. So Trish Stratus or Chyna could be Intercontinental champions.
He doesn't really say that, though. He doesn't say whoever gets it. He says if one
Well, I'm
of
telling
you-
you that's what it is.
Oh, that's what
whoever
it is.
gets the pinfall wins the Intercontinental title.
Okay. It doesn't really make sense to make it a tag team match at that point. It should just be a 4-way. But I get for Trish's sake at that point.
She needs a partner.
She needs a partner. I mean, I would have helped her, but
I would have helped her too, man. Thank you, Trish.
It could have been Trish and Ant squared.
That would be hot. TNA
squared.
Rikishi's coming out next to take on Kane. Rikishi Samoan drops Kane, but then Kane hits Rikishi with a steel chair. After Rikishi gets up 3 times, Kane knocks him out with the chair 3 times.
It should be 2 T's and an A.
2 T's
but
and
it's
an
a T and 2 A's.
You're still on Trish. Too Cool run out, but Right To Censor attack Too Cool, and then Right To Censor destroy Rikishi and Too Cool in the ring with some help from Kane.
Yeah.
Nothing really.
They're not good guys.
No. Terrible. Next, Kurt Angle and Triple H defeat the Acolytes. They team up pretty well here. Triple H hits Farouk with a pedigree, and they get the win. After the Acolytes attack Kurt Angle in the ring, and Triple H just watches.
Triple H walks away, turns around and sees it, and goes. He goes up to the ring, and the Acolyte looks at him. The Acolytes look at him like, "Come on, motherfucker!" And he
Come on, bitch.
No, and walks away. He puts his hands up like, "I'm sorry," and walks away.
And Kurt Angle is pissed that Triple H walked out on him.
He should be.
He goes to leave, but Stephanie tells him, "I need you. I need your help for tonight."
Baby.
And we'll
Stephanie needs him in his Olympic bulge.
The Right To Censor then come out, and Steven Richards says, "If you approve of our actions, it is irrelevant. We will fight the good fight against anyone. Rikishi was an offender to morality, and the Right To Censor will stop bad behavior." And then Commissioner Foley comes out and books a 6-man tag at SummerSlam, Rikishi and Too Cool against the Right To Censor.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Rikishi's ass is nothing fun to look at, but we should have the right to look at it if we want to.
I'm not hating. We then have Shane McMahon talking to the Mean Street Posse backstage. He has the hardcore title match later on. He tries to get the Posse to attack Steve Blackman, but Blackman gets the better of them. We then have European champion Perry Saturn defending against Chris Jericho. But early on in the match, Chris Benoit runs in and attacks Jericho. They brawl, and referees separate them. They fight on the stage. And we've got the 2 out of 3 falls match at SummerSlam between Benoit and Y2J.
That should be good. I am definitely Team Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
But,
well, I wouldn't want to represent a murderer, man.
Yeah, well,
there we go.
You know.
That's in the future. We're still in 2000.
Yeah, spoiler.
Nice, he's still the Rabid Wolverine. Kurt Angle is showing Stephanie some moves backstage, giving her like a hammerlock, and I think she's enjoying it a little bit.
Yeah.
Next, hardcore champion Steve Blackman defends against Shane McMahon. But before the match gets started, Tess and Albert attack Steve. They double team him, but Steve gets the better of them with kendo sticks. And then Edge and Christian attack Steve Blackman as well. Shane McMahon hits Blackman in the back with a kendo stick, and Shane McMahon is the new hardcore champion here.
Yeah, that's not going to last long.
After Foley books Shane versus Steve Blackman at SummerSlam, and Foley gets rid of the 24/7 rule, so Blackman will take on Shane at SummerSlam. What are your thoughts?
I don't think Shane is going to be champion long. So I think it was probably a good thing that Shane ended the 24/7 rule because, somebody would have got his fancy ass.
Well, I think Foley wants Shane to fight Blackman. He doesn't want Shane because Edge and Christian tried to pin Shane, and he was like, "No, we're not doing that. Shane's going to fight Blackman now."
Yeah,
which
and at this
Shane
point, we haven't really seen how good of a wrestler Shane could be.
That's true. So the cat is in WWF New York, and Terri Reynolds attacks her and gives her a stink face. They're going to have that special stink face thong match at SummerSlam, which, of course, the match is created because of the popular thong song by Cisco. What do you think?
It's Terri and the cat.
And a stink face thong match.
What can I say about that?
I was excited as a kid, even though I knew I wasn't going to be able to watch it because my dad would change it. I was like, "Ooh, what does this mean? A thong?" I didn't know.
You didn't know what a thong was?
I was like 8.
Okay.
I'm
just asking.
Tag champions Edge and Christian team up against DX. During the match, the Dudley Boyz come out and set up a table, and they chase off Edge and Christian, which makes the match no contest. And after X-Pac headbutts Road Dogg, and Road Dogg falls off the apron through the table. So now DX, man.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's been coming for 3 weeks, so.
It's coming. Might come.
I am wondering if Billy Gunn's not coming back, but
we'll see. Well, we've made it to our main event. WWF Women's Champion Stephanie McMahon Helmsley defending against Lita with the WWF Champion The Rock as special guest referee.
Ever main evented Raw.
And it's Stephanie and Lita. The Hardys come out, and basically Lita controls the match, lands a Bulldog, Hurricane Rana. Kurt Angle, trips Lita, which then causes the Hardys to attack Triple H and Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle gives Stephanie the Women's Championship, but The Rock attacks Kurt Angle. Triple H hits The Rock, and then Kurt Angle accidentally nails Triple H with the WWF Championship. Rock hits a rock bottom to Kurt. Stephanie goes to hit The Rock, but Rock hits her with a spine buster. Lita lands a moonsault, and we have a new WWF Women's Champion in Lita. Thanks to some issues between Kurt Angle and Triple H, now Stephanie is no longer a Women's Champion. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, if they should have known better to fuck with The Rock. I mean, the first time even one of them did that, they were kissing her title goodbye. So if Stephanie has anybody to blame, it's going to be them.
Well, she's not going to be happy. I will say the next SmackDown coming up is going to be really good. Something happens there that leads us into SummerSlam that year. Going to be saying, "Ooh, clutching my pearls." That's all I'm going to say. So with that, we've covered all of Raw Is War. We've got SmackDown and then SummerSlam. We'll be giving you the top songs and movies of August 2000 with that. So make sure you tune in. And until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.